there, I'm Alexis Rogers, and thank you so much for joining us. If you didn't already, you'll likely feel that temperature change when you walk out the door today. 7 days until Christmas, and it feels like more of a winter coming, even without the snow. But last year, it was a different story. This is video from last Christmas Eve when a huge winter snowstorm forced more than 350 flights in and out of MSP to be canceled or delayed. This year, it is expected to be a record-breaking holiday season at airports, but hopefully it'll be a smoother experience. Over the next 2 weeks, nearly 3 million people a day will be passing through airports across the country. So airlines had to make some changes. We're told airlines have invested in technology like new screening machines, and they've hired more staff to support the influx of passengers. Airlines are also making more room in the overhead bins since most passengers are now only bringing carry-on bags. Southwest, the airline that saw the most problems with cancellations last year, says it revamped its computer system and invested in de-icing equipment.
Thanksgiving Day, there was snow, 97% on time, 0 cancels across our entire system.
And more promising news if you're driving. According to new numbers released just in the last couple of hours from GasBuddy, the average price of gas has fallen more than 6 cents per gallon in the last week. That means prices in the Twin Cities are 30 cents per gallon lower than a month ago. The big traffic days this year are expected to be this Saturday and next Thursday. Well, in just under an hour, workers at MSP and State Senator Erin Murphy will be at the airport calling out employers and airport leaders demanding higher wages and affordable health care. This is happening an hour before the full Metropolitan Airports Commission will meet. More than 1,000 SEIU members are subcontracted to help passengers as wheelchair agents, cabin cleaners, cart drivers, and more have started bargaining their new union contract. Well, new today at noon, we're learning more about a shooting in the Linden Hills neighborhood. Police just released information on what happened near the intersection of Sheridan Avenue South and West 43rd Street after 8 last night. Officers say they responded to reports of a shooting and found a 43-year-old woman dead inside an apartment. The preliminary information suggests it's domestic related and no arrests have been made. Anyone with any information is encouraged to call Crime Stoppers. Well, this noon, the trial is underway for Nicole Wabecking of Maple Grove. She's charged with manslaughter for the death of her mother, Sheila. The criminal complaint says back in June, Sheila went to Nicole's home to ask for unpaid rent, and that's when Nicole allegedly pushed her mom down the stairs and used a can of pasta sauce to hit her. Sheila died 8 days later. According to the medical examiner, her injuries created a deadly blood clot. Also developing this noon, we now know that 35 people had to be rescued on Upper Red Lake in Beltrami County after getting stranded on a piece of ice that broke from shore. This happened last night, and authorities just updated us saying they had to use an airboat to evacuate people, but they all are safe. A county spokesperson says strong winds caused the ice to shift, adding this is common since people frequently go fishing before the ice is ready. Now we need some colder temps longer before the ice will be ready. Ben's here with a first look at the weather. Hi, Ben.
Well, it's actually a chilly day for a change. We've had single-digit wind chill values all morning long, and we're just now starting to see some warmer temperatures. This is our one lone chilly day in the forecast. Once we get into tomorrow and rest of this week, temperatures near or warmer than 40 degrees in an otherwise quiet and mainly dry forecast. We're going to continue to see a good amount of sunshine today. Temperatures warming up into the low to mid-20s by this afternoon. And notice the wind speed will be calming as we head deeper into the day. So we had wind gusts that were exceeding 40 miles per hour earlier this morning. It was breezy through the first part of the day and just now starting to see the wind beginning to relax. We stay mostly clear until late tonight when clouds increase. Winds turn southerly that will lead to warmer temperatures in the days ahead.
And thank you. As people prepare to gather for the holidays, the CDC is warning about a wave of COVID, flu, and RSV cases rushing across the country. Flu hospitalizations alone have spiked 200% over the last 4 weeks. COVID and RSV are also sending more people to the hospital. Right now, the biggest surge is happening across the South, but with so many people about to travel, doctors say cases are only going up from here.
I'm 100% certain cases will continue to go up post-holidays.
Health leaders say a distrust of COVID vaccines is impacting other shots. The CDC says as of last week, 40% of children and adults have gotten this year's flu shot. The adult COVID vaccination rate is barely breaking 17%. This noon, state investigators are looking into what triggered a massive 5-alarm fire at a hazardous material recycling facility in Eagan. The fire sparked early yesterday morning at Gopher Resources, a facility that recycles batteries. It took about 8 hours for crews from 12 cities to put it out. Despite the hazardous materials, there doesn't appear to be any larger environmental impact. Eagan's deputy fire chief says that's because those materials were protected by an interior roof. The state fire marshal and the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency were also on site to ensure that there wasn't any kind of wider impact.
So we did some initial air monitoring of the surrounding areas, just again as a precaution, but no immediate concern to anybody. And then all of the water runoff on this entire site is contained.
Firefighters from those 12 responding departments did undergo decontamination on site as a precaution. None of them were injured. Well, it won't be long now before Minnesota has a new flag. The state emblem's redesign commission is back and will be making its final decision tomorrow. This is the finalist they selected, but they are looking at different versions of the idea. Right now, they know that it will have a dark blue shape to mirror the outline of the state, along with a North Star. And then some number of stripes, potentially blue, white, and green, representing lakes, snow, and farming. Well, nothing says Minnesota like ice fishing, but the ice out there is always a risk. Coming up, we're going to show you exactly what to do if you fall through ice, ways you can try to get out in an emergency without any help from rescue crews or special equipment.